Okay, so how the feedback deck trick works is quite simple. It's very simple. It's very easy. It's my kind of trick. I like it. It's for the lazy performer like myself. It just happens completely on its own. All you have to do is remember you're going to have two decks on hand. You just need to remember which deck is the odd deck, which deck is the even deck. That's all you have to do. Now, they're all 52 cards here, so like I said, they are examinable, but each deck is set up geared for either the odd cards or the even cards, depending on whatever the spectator selects. So, looking at this deck here, this is obviously, okay, this is set up for the odd cards. Now, to set up for the odd cards, you simply need 5 random even cards at the top of the deck. And then you start your setup with the odd black aces, the ace of clubs, the ace of spades, and then the 3 of clubs, the 3 of spades, the 5 of clubs, the 5 of spades, the 7 of clubs, the 7 of spades, the 9 of clubs, the 9 of spades, the jack of clubs, the jack of spades, and then finally the king of clubs and king of spades for the blacks that happen first in the setup. And then the odd reds continue with the ace of diamonds, the 3 of hearts, and then 3 of diamonds, just like that. So there's not a second ace. Actually, the ace of hearts is missing, and that's the only card that's missing in the deck, in both decks actually, is the ace of hearts. It's the only card, I'm sorry, not to confuse you here, the ace of hearts is the only card that'll be missing in the odd deck. You don't have to worry about the even deck, of course, because they won't be mentioning, of course, you won't be using that for the ace of hearts. But if they call the ace of hearts, you can still do the trick as normal. But what you're going to do is, instead of asking questions about the cards, you're going to get them to simply shuffle the deck, just to lose the setup, and have them just visualize their card disappearing out of the deck. And then, of course, when they go to look for the deck, they're going to find that their ace of hearts has completely disappeared, and that will just totally floor them. So that's just a way of handling the setup. The ace of hearts was conflicting in this setup, so I had to remove it. So again, if they say the ace of hearts, that's your cue to give them, of course, the odd deck of cards, to give it a shuffle, have them visualize the card fading away in their mind. They can look through the cards. They have the cards in their hands the whole time. This will totally amaze them should you have this very rare, scenario happen, the third rare scenario, where they say the ace of hearts, and they, of course, will find that their ace of hearts is not there, and they will, needless to say, be totally freaked out. So that should be amazing. Anyways, continuing on with the setup, after the black cards, we have the ace of diamonds, then the 3 of hearts, the 3 of diamonds, the 5 of hearts, the 5 of diamonds, the 7 of hearts, the 7 of diamonds, the 9 of hearts, the 9 of diamonds, the jack of hearts, the jack of diamonds, the king of hearts, the king of diamonds. And then the rest of the deck is simply the rest of the even cards, all just random, just total mix of random even cards. Okay? So that's the setup for the odd deck. Now for the even deck, it's very similar, slightly different though, because there's less even cards and odd cards. So what we have here is we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 random odd cards, and then we have our even cards set up like this: 2 of clubs, 2 of spades, 4 of clubs, 4 of spades, 6 of clubs, 6 of spades, 8 of clubs, 8 of spades, 10 of clubs, 10 of spades, queen of clubs, queen of spades, queen of diamonds, jack of diamonds. Now these, the jack of diamonds and 5 of diamonds I have here aren't essential for the setup. These are just 2 random odd cards that you can place at this point. So you're going to need 2 random odd cards after the queen of spades. Okay, it can be any 2 odd cards. And then you start with the rest of the setup with the 2 of hearts and the 2 of diamonds, the 4 of hearts, the 4 of diamonds, the 6 of hearts, the 6 of diamonds, the 8 of hearts, the 8 of diamonds, the 10 of hearts, the 10 of diamonds, the queen of hearts, the queen of diamonds, and then the rest of the cards are all just random odd cards. Okay, so both decks are completely normal. They're just set up in those specific ways. So at the end of the trick, you can actually just make sure that the spectator shuffles the cards first, or you shuffle them really good first. Right after they've seen that the card's been revealed at the end, you can give the cards a good shuffle, pass them the deck, and then they can inspect it, and there's nothing to hide. So that's the setup, and that's pretty much, the rest is pretty much self-explanatory. I think how the trick works is whatever card they name, If they name an odd card, of course you're going to know which is the odd deck. Sorry, I can't even remember. Yes, this is the odd deck. So if they name, let's say, the 7 of diamonds, you're going to bring out, that's all you have to remember, very easy, bring out the odd deck of cards, like it's the only deck you had on hand, okay? They won't know you have the other deck in your other pocket, or in the same pocket if you want. You can have both decks together, just remembering which one is which. So you pull out the odd deck for whatever odd card they name. Now the only other thing you need to remember, whether they name an even card for the even deck or an odd card to bring out the odd deck, what you're going to remember next is to bring out this piece of paper with the 5 questions only for any red card that is named. Okay, that's all you have to remember. If they name it, whether it's a red even card or a red odd card, you bring out an even deck for an even card, an odd deck for an odd card, and you bring out this piece of paper with the deck if the card they name is a red card. That's it. That's all you need to know. So the rest is self-working. You just follow the steps on the question. If their card's a red card and you answer these questions just like how I showed in the effect, in the performance, you will end up on their card. Now there's just a couple little things, or one little thing basically to remember. You can spell red and black, that's self-explanatory. The suit is the only thing you have to remember. When you spell the suit, spell all the suits plural form. It doesn't matter. It can be like all the suits, clubs, spades, hearts, except diamond. Diamond is the only suit you spell without an S. So make sure if the card is a diamond that you mention that you're going to spell the suit as diamond, no S. The other suits, for all the other cards in the entire trick, odds or evens, all the other suits are plural form. Spades, clubs, hearts. They're all plural form, okay? You just have to remember, for both cases, whether they're odd cards or even cards, to spell diamond just as diamond without an S, okay? That's all you have to remember. The rest is self-explanatory. Red and black is easy. Number and figure, they're actually both the same amount of letters in the words, so they both work out the same. It doesn't matter, but it's just for show. It just seems random. You're spelling number or figure based on whatever their card is. Of course, if their card is odd, definitely make sure you spell odd with the 3 letters. If their card is even, spell even with the 4 letters. And when you come to spell their value or deal their value, make sure you deal same amount of cards representing the value of their card. Ace being 1, king being 13, queen 12, jack 11, and of course the rest of the numbers represent themselves. So that's that. I think I've cleared it. Okay. Now, if their card is a black card, you don't bring out this piece of paper. You don't need it, obviously, because you're just going to say, okay, we're going to input 2 pieces of information for the black card. Just 2 pieces of information. The value and the suit. That's it. All you have to do is deal down the same amount of cards as the value, just like you did with the red card question, and you simply spell the suit. Again, plural form for all the suits except diamond. That's all you have to do. You will arrive at their card if it's a black card. And that's that. So, you might have to look through this video again to piece everything together, what I've explained, but it's very simple, very easy, self-working trick. Just a couple things to remember. Just know which deck to bring out, the odd deck or the even deck, and to remember to spell the single form of diamond when it comes to the suit if you need to spell diamond. And of course, remind you quickly again, if they mention the ace of hearts, you simply give them the deck right away. You're not going to do any questions or answerings. Just give them the deck and just ask them to just shuffle the deck really well and to visualize their card fading away. They can look through the deck while they still hold on to it, and they'll find the ace of hearts is not there. Of course, make sure you give them the odd deck for that, because the even deck will have the ace of hearts in it. So, what else is there to cover? Other than that, you can actually, after you've brought out the deck of cards and they've named their card, you can just briefly show the randomness of cards. Now you got to be careful. You can just show the first bottom half portion of the deck. Just sort of slide the cards to show briefly that they could have named any of these cards. Because if you go over too far, they're going to see all these repeating values, which will obviously give away a setup. So just briefly show the bottom 20 cards carefully like that. And if you want, you can just flick through the entire deck quickly, just so that they can see the differences in cards. And then you can remind them that they can inspect the cards, or you don't have to say anything, but just remember at the end of the trick, after you've shown the cards, that give the deck a good shuffle, pass the deck to the spectator so that they can see the deck, and they will be, totally blown away that there's nothing unusual about the deck. I think that'll be quite impressive in that sense. So anyways, okay, I think that's everything, and I hope you enjoyed that, and thank you for watching.